Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, HollywoodShono here, about to give you another Gods of Rome video. And in this video, we're going to be talking about the Wrath of Egypt content update, which will be coming very soon. And I'm really looking forward to this, and there's a lot of stuff to talk about with the teaser. We're going to show off the video, and then we're going to take a look at some of the photos from the official Facebook page of Gods of Rome. Alright, so there's a little teaser for the next big update, and I've been reading a lot of stuff on the Gods of Rome update, and this is a small peek of part of the map on the first chapter of hard difficulty. So this is basically a limited time act that is going to be available for anybody that has reached level 7. Now, the significant part of this is that if you complete the 3 tiers, think of it like the weekly event. There's the normal difficulty, the medium difficulty, and then if you complete the hard difficulty at 100%, you will actually get a 4-star Seth for free. So if you complete Act 3 100%, you're going to get a 4-star fighter. This one guarantees you a 4-star Seth, which is amazing. And you can see 3 new characters right in there, one of which is red. There's a monster and a hero class. And of course, looks like Hercules is in there as well. So pretty cool stuff there. So daily login rewards are another thing that will be coming to Gods of Rome. So in the next update of Gods of Rome, we'll be adding a feature that you think you'll love, daily login rewards. Now the cool thing about daily login rewards is that it's a calendar made up of 24 days. So if you play one day, you're going to get, obviously, the reward from day 1. If you play 24 days in a row, you're going to get a orb that guarantees a 3-star fighter. Now, obviously, if you can get in the top 5% of 2 vs 2 PvP, you can get a 3-star fighter every 3.5 days, as there is a little cooldown period between the weekly events. And usually, one tip also for the 3 vs 3 PvP, whoever is actually featured in the weekly event, like, for example, the North Walker was last week, and this week it is Perseus. Next week, you're probably going to see Perseus as the ×3 bonus in 3 vs 3 PvP, and ×5 ×3 ×1.5 or something like that in the 3 and 4-star PvP. So, if you finish the calendar, we'll present you a new one with some new rewards. So, obviously, I'm sure some of the things are going to stay the same. It's pretty cool that they're adding gems and you get some other spears. I'm not sure exactly what the spears in days 9 and 21 are, if they're just quest ones or if they're ones that guarantee 2-star fighters. You see Ambrosia for days 4, 10, 16, and 22. You see crafting materials for day 5, 11, 17, and 23. And you get some goodies. You get an epic spear, you get some random star fighters, and then you get a 3-star fighter. We hope you'll enjoy the new daily login rewards and that you'll find them useful to prepare yourself for the upcoming battle on the distant lands of Egypt. So I really like that. And time-limited act coming to Gods of Rome. We're going to talk about this really quick. We're thrilled to announce that in the next update, we'll be adding a time-limited act that will take you on a new journey in Gods of Rome. So basically, you got the easy, medium, and hard difficulty, and there's probably going to be 3 chapters or 4 chapters altogether. So it's basically like a added story mode to the game, and I'm really excited for this feature because it gives you another reason to play the game. And for example, if you have Act 3 completed, what more is there really to do? And also, in the regular story mode, I also find it a little better for farming gold. Whereas when you're doing the weekly events, you're going to get a ton of crafting material. So if the time-limited act gives you a lot of gold, that's pretty cool. Now, obviously, you can also use the honor spears to try and get 10,000 gold a spear. More than likely, you're not going to get that. You're probably going to average about 1,000 to 2,000 gold. Thank you, Martin Jr. Alto ROJR15 for the follow on Instagram. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you, Last King of Kings 1, Daniel Patricio as well for the follow on Instagram. Thank you very much, both of you guys. So the time-limited act will be centered around Egypt and will be available to all players starting at level 7. It's going to work in a slightly different way than the acts you've played until now. If you complete the time-limited act to 100%, among the plethora of rewards you'll earn the Deadly Demigod Seth. 2 stars if you complete 100% of the easy difficulty, 3 stars if you do it on medium, and 4 stars if you do it on hard. So this guarantees a 4-star fighter if you 100% hard difficulty. Completing the act on hard will be no easy task, but if you already completed Act 3, you'll be well on your way to achieving it. You'll need to pay attention to the game because this act will only be available for a limited amount of time. Don't worry, it'll be enough to complete it. So this could be something like a month. This could be something like 2 months. Keep in mind, a lot of the battles take between a bar of energy or half a bar of energy, but this is obviously what you'd save your energy recharges for, being able to complete this event quickly. And just to give you guys a heads up, I will be trying to do YouTube videos on every battle in hard difficulty. Basically, we're probably going to do each part of Chapter 1, so it'll be like Chapter 1 Summoned, Chapter 1 Reunited, Chapter 1 Revelations, all of the hard difficulties. We might even try to do medium and easy difficulty just to do some gameplay, but hard difficulty, we will definitely be in YouTube videos on this. So those of you guys that are looking for some content in Gods of Rome, you are in for a treat because we are going to be doing a lot of YouTube videos in the future. We're still going to be doing Injustice Gods Among Us for those of you guys that are watching the Gods of Rome video, but some pretty cool stuff. So I know you've been asking for more ways to get 4-star characters, and I've also actually gotten a duplicate 4-star Prometheus. We're actually going to go into the Gods of Rome and show off the collection in just a minute, but we're going to be reading some of these Facebook posts because there is a lot of information. And as you can see, the act rewards for completing the act, and you get the 4-star character in hard difficulty and a bunch of rewards. So that's pretty cool. And 10,000 gold is nothing to sneeze at. That is a decent amount of gold. And even being able to guarantee 3-star fighters is pretty cool. So I'm really looking forward to this event. And Seth is definitely going to be a pretty cool looking character. And I'm definitely looking forward to it. So there's Ra as well. And there's also somebody else. So pretty cool with all this stuff here. So there's Ra. And also there is another update, and there's also the Queen of the Nile, Cleopatra, which is also going to be another person in the Wrath of Egypt content update. So there's also another guy called Anubis, which looks like a modified Minotaur, so it could be a reskinned Minotaur, but considering the update is a while away, and the special map is available for the Northwalker, and I'm really happy to see Facebook posts for this. I'm really looking forward to alliances, and when the Alliance update does come out, which is hopefully in the Wrath of Egypt update, the name of my alliance will be HollywoodShono, and that'll be easy enough. Same thing with Clash Royale. The clan there is HollywoodShono, so that'll make it fairly easy. And another thing that I also like about Gods of Rome, and this is something that they did an amazing job on. We're going to show that momentarily. So in Gods of Rome, one thing that I found really cool, we're going to back out of that fight. One thing that I found really cool, if you go into the settings, there's a few ways that you can log in. Game Center obviously just has an Apple account, so you can tie it into your Facebook. Now, on Android devices, you can actually tie in to Google and use that for progress if you don't have a Facebook. I'm not sure if Game Center counts. I think it does, where you can actually use it as your login. But if you have it logged into Facebook, and this also holds true because you can actually get this game on the Windows Store. So if you have a Surface Book, Surface Pro 3, Surface Pro 4, a Windows 8, or a Windows 10 computer, you can actually play Gods of Rome from your PC. So if you have ways to stream it, you can even do that as well. If you're playing on Android, you can just stream from Kamcord, and that's pretty badass too. So what I like about Gods of Rome, and this is something Injustice Gods Among Us really should have done when they put in the Facebook integration. They should have made it where you can save your progress between iOS and Android using Facebook, or you can use your WBID in the same manner to play on your iOS device or your Android device, and that would be separate, or Facebook would be together. I think Gods of Rome did an amazing job of that, and that is one of the things I really appreciate about this game. Now, another thing I also like about Gods of Rome is I really like the whole crafting and upgrading your character sort of thing. And what I mean by that, like for example, Massinissa to rank up, you need 4 of the 525 Tier 3 Nectars. So basically, you're going to be struggling to get that. But the cool thing is you can just revive and kill the guys anyways, and then just farm the easier part of the Tier 3 Nectar and get that done. And I really think Injustice Gods Among Us needs a crafting feature kind of like this to upgrade fighters. The augmenting is pretty cool in Injustice, but I really like the whole grindy aspect of Gods of Rome, and Survivor Mode just does not deliver on that. I think if Injustice Gods Among Us had a format like this, and obviously the materials would be fairly hard to get, you would probably get like multiplayer events would be a good way to get the Nectar, for example. The crafting materials obviously could be found in like bonus battles. Like, give another reason for people to do bonus battles. You could get some of these Nectars to help like level up your guys XP-wise. So once they hit level 50, there could be alternate advancement up to, you know, and they could even have it for like gold, silver, and bronze. So like gold would be tier 3, platinum would be tier 4 in Injustice Gods Among Us. Keep in mind this would be like an Injustice 2 idea. I really like the way that they did gear in Injustice Gods Among Us, and I think Gods of Rome could actually take a page out of that playbook. Even though they have the synergy with bonds, I don't think that's really good because it really doesn't matter enough. Like if you're playing 2 versus 2 or 3 versus 3 PvP with 2-star fighters, what matters more is the advantages and disadvantages, and even still disadvantages are not a big deal if you're using Zeus against a fallen Athena, because Zeus will still have almost as much stats even if the classes weren't all blue. But for example, the gold fighters would be like a 3-star Spartacus, and they could have new 4 like platinum fighters in PvP. Like they could rotate out weekly, and obviously to save 7 promotions of a new 4-star fighter in Injustice Gods Among Us would be absolutely insane. So I hope that another Realm developer gets some ideas. I think both games could actually benefit from each other. Like Gods of Rome could benefit from Injustice Gods Among Us because fighters could have gear to further augment their stats. For example, critical hit damage, they could have more health, take less damage from blocking, have resistance to ultras, which is how you get fucked in PvP the most. And you could even have a gear that life steals. I think Prometheus has the most broken secret skill because of that, because he has so many ways to gain health. And I really just think that Gods of Rome and Injustice Gods Among Us can benefit from both games, because there's some things that are really good about Gods of Rome. Like I really like the whole crafting system. Like if you get a duplicate fighter in Gods of Rome, you get some of this ichor that you can use to upgrade your fighter. And of course, if you use a god in the blue class, you're going to get a bonus to that. And we had a bunch of 5,000 from Prometheus, as we actually got secret skill level 20 on a 4-star fighter. And that basically only gives 0.76% chance of recovering the damage. But Bloodsucker is a really powerful ability, because if you hit for 500 damage, you're going to heal for 500 damage. So that's a huge deal. And then on top of that, Prometheus can recover health on ultras, and you can even block out effects with the tough ability. I think Prometheus is one of my favorites, even though he's fairly easy to counter when you're going up against him. When you're using him yourself, he's actually really good. But I really like the way that you upgrade fighters in Gods of Rome versus Injustice Gods Among Us, and I'm actually having a lot of fun with this game. I think that Gods of Rome is doing very well, and I'm going to do my best to help support this game, try to get some awareness out on Twitch, as I have done a couple videos on Twitch, and I've obviously made a couple of Gods of Rome videos, but I'm really looking forward to this brand new Wrath of Egypt content update. I think it's going to be great, and you guys can see the 4-star fighters that I have. Masinissa Daji, it looks like the katana. We also have Hippolyta, and an upgrade to Prometheus, as I opened a bunch of spears since I had over 2,000 gems, and I ended up getting 4-star fighters out of that, and I'm really excited for that. So as you can see by the 4-star fighters, we have 4 altogether, and for the 3-star fighters, we actually have quite a bit, as we now have 16 3-star fighters, and obviously for 2-star fighters, that number is significantly higher. Now, in a future YouTube video, I plan on talking about what Gameloft needs to do to make 1-star fighters useful. I think that being able to have them compete for prizes in the 3-star quality, not necessarily 3-star fighters, but you know, have the little PvP events requiring 1-star fighters that give you, say, tier 2 nectar to make it a little bit easier than farming the event, or some way to use these fighters, or you can even have a 2-star event so you can get another promotion for a guy. I think that'd be pretty cool. I think that's something that Game Loft should consider, because right now 1-star fighters are absolutely worthless outside of maybe the first part of Chapter 1 until you get your first 2-star fighter, then you scrap the 1-star fighters. Obviously, you don't want to be using 1-star fighters forever. I like the whole PvP aspect where you have to use 2- and 3-star fighters, and I think that Injustice could also make PvP events that make more use of silver cards, so they invent more silver cards. But I really like the way that Gods of Rome did it, how every card in the game can have 1, 2, 3, and 4-star fighters. Now, I think in Injustice Gods Among Us, if they ever did make an Injustice 2, one way that they could actually fix the problems with Injustice Gods Among Us 1 is to have, like, prime versions of all 1, 2, and 3-star fighters. If they had 4-star fighters in Injustice Gods Among Us, then they would have, like, the unique properties like Cassandra Cain, Batgirl, Luchador Bane, Regime Killer Frost, and the list goes on and on. The Red Suns, for example, you know, having all of them would be good, but I think that would be better reserved for, like, max star fighters, and then even having a prime version of each 4-star fighter. I think that, you know, both companies can learn a lot from both games. I think that Game Loft does need to rip off a couple more Injustice Gods Among Us ideas, but I think they're on the right path, and I really see this game doing pretty well if they take a couple steps and try to improve it. So if you like this video talking about the Wrath of Egypt content update for Gods of Rome, as well as ranting quite a bit on the strengths and things that Gods of Rome needs to work on, please give this video a like rating, comment, subscribe, share this video amongst your friends, and as a favorite, check out my other Gods of Rome videos playlist, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch, which are all HollywoodShono. And once again, I really look forward to covering the entire Wrath of Egypt hard difficulty in YouTube videos. Have a wonderful day, kids.
www.youtube.com/HollywoodShono. Subscribe, bitches!